Hey everybody, this is George Bailey with Choose the Nickel, and I'm sitting here with my friend Vinh Tran. Now Vinh got me my first mortgage, or my only mortgage, on my house. So I'm very grateful to this man. He does a great job as a loan officer, and he and I were talking about this idea of a want box. That's what we're going to call it for now. So Vinh, tell me a little bit more about this idea.
Sure. We're talking about this message of how do we teach our children to be thankful and not just continue to want, and we feed into that want, and really not having them stop to consider, a need versus a want. So the reality is, are we actually doing them a favor when, we just basically play Santa Claus 12 months out of the year and give them everything that they possibly want?
12 months.
Yeah. So I have a friend, and what we have done with our children is an adaptation to this, where if he wanted something, he would write it on a piece of paper, and there's a special box for the family that they would put in that box. Whatever it is, then it stays in the box for about 30 days before they bring it out and talk about it. And so if it's still a want after that 30 days, then at least there's a conversation. Now, it doesn't mean he's going to get it, but funny thing happens within that time is that if there's another want that pops up as well, that also has to be written on a piece of paper. You go to the same box and you replace the original piece of paper with the new one. And so really it is never two things in the box at the same time. It's only one at a time. And the reality is that most of the time that children sort of forget after a while that that they even want this stuff, and certainly want it bad enough to even have a conversation 30 days from now. So what happens is that we just fill our children with so much junk day after day that literally there's just a heap in their room that doesn't get played with anymore, and there's a lot of value that gets lost in stuff versus really the education that we can give them of how they make financial decisions start at an early age, and be able to differentiate the what's going on from advertisers that are just trying to sell them every single thing, and being able to stop that impulse and truly think about what they want versus what they need.
And what I like about that is that many of the times their wants are so artificial, and this exposes the artificiality of it, because if you give them that 30-day grace period or waiting period, whatever you want to call it, you're really forcing them to think about that want. And the longer they think about that want, the more likely they're going to say, well, is that really the thing that I treasure most above all of the other material dreams I can concoct?
Sure. Well, I think children are just impulsive, right? Everything that they think about just comes out their mouth, immediately. There's no filter anyway. So,
I can think of adults who are a little bit impulsive that way as well.
But you start that way as a child and progress to that way.
Most of us grow out of that, hopefully, And the want box is a great way to make sure we grow out of that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Starts the process a little bit earlier. So,
well, thank you so much, Vinh. It's been a real pleasure to have this conversation with you and to learn about that. Everybody, this is Choose the Nickel. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and Vinh, thank you so much for sharing your story.
My pleasure. Thank you.